Having made the standard version of its small Puma crossover pretty sporty to drive, Ford couldn't resist releasing this top ST variant, complete with the livelier 1.5-litre EcoBoost turbo engine from the fiendish Fiesta ST hot hatch. In this case, what's delivered is a car the family driving enthusiast will find easier to justify. Few small SUVs could keep it in sight on a twisty road.
For Ford, ST is an evocative badge, and it's one that enthusiasts have flocked to for decades with fast Fiesta and Focus hot hatches. But does it belong on an SUV? Well, it belongs on this one. The Puma was always developed with this quick variant in mind, and in ST form, the Ford Performance team have done a really thorough job in further evolving what were already very impressive drive dynamics. It doesn't just go faster than the standard Model either. You can get the power down more easily thanks to a whole range of handling and suspension changes. Sounds promising, doesn't it? Small SUVs haven't to date been very engaging to drive, but we think this one might just buck the trend. Any car based around the engineering of the fizzy little Fiesta ST starts off with a strong foundation of driver appeal, and that's certainly the case here. Under the bonnet lies much the same 200 PS 1.5-litre EcoBoost petrol engine from that fast Fiesta ST, which means you've got 45 PS more than the next most powerful Puma, the 155 PS 1-litre EcoBoost model. Where this 3-cylinder 1.5-litre power plant differs from the one used in the top Fiesta lies in the way that Ford's engineers have teased out extra torque from it, with the unit in this Puma ST offering 32 Nm more pulling power in a bid to disguise the extra 100 kilos of weight that this SUV has to carry around in comparison to its showroom stablemate. As a result, this top Puma is able to match the Fiesta ST's 0 to 62 miles an hour time of 6.7 seconds. That's just a second behind the Focus ST. The top speed is 137 miles an hour. Lots of other Ford performance engineering changes feature here in a bid to give this fast Puma some real handling credibility. An optimised chassis features bespoke twist beam, anti-roll bar and damper configurations. Plus, steering response is 25% faster and the brakes are 17% larger than in a standard Puma. Specially developed Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres also help to deliver the most agile Ford SUV driving experience yet, plus thick front and rear anti-roll bars add to the cornering stability. Inevitably, there is a firmer feel over the bumps. The rear suspension's been stiffened by 50%, but you could live with it on the commute, and at cruising speeds, the ST feels very much like any normal Puma. Like any ordinary Puma, the ST version features selectable drive modes, including a sport setting, and that's accessible via this bespoke steering wheel button, a special racetrack option, and for the first time on a Ford Performance model, an eco mode, and that provides drivers with options for a wide range of road driving scenarios. Active exhaust valve technology amplifies the naturally sporty 3-cylinder engine sound too. There is only one transmission option, that's this 6-speed manual gearbox. It shifts positively, but it's a bit notchier than the one that's used in the equivalent Fiesta. There's no rev matching feature which you'd get on a Focus ST, but pedal placement means that race driver style heel and toe gear shifting is possible. If you are a keen driver, you're probably going to want to find the extra for the optional ST Performance Pack, which gives you launch control for faster getaways and a performance shift light. The pack's most significant feature, though, is the unique in segment limited slip differential, which helps to get power down out of tight corners. That works in concert with the torque vectoring system, which is standard on all models, and that reduces understeer at speed through tight bends. The Puma's sporty styling, with its sloping roofline silhouette and its pronounced wheel arches, lends itself to the more extreme design of this ST variant. In this case, those arches shroud these eye-catching 19-inch magnetite alloy wheels, which feature evocative red calipers and are shod with grippy Michelin Pilot Sport 4S rubber. Rear privacy glass and a black painted contrast coloured roof complete the profile signature, and there's a bespoke finish for the door mirror caps. And there's plenty of overtaking presence too. A Ford Performance embossed splitter is integrated into the front bumper to increase front end downforce by almost 80% for greater stability and traction. Signature ST upper and lower grills, meanwhile, are designed to deliver increased engine cooling capability. The large rear roof spoiler also supports optimised aerodynamics with a distinctive diffuser incorporated into the rear bumper, which also incorporates this dual chrome exhaust. The Puma name gains black lettering, and as on the standard model, you also get these large split LED tail lamps and big lower corner reflectors. Will the cabin feel equally bespoke? Well, pretty much yes. Even before you get in, standard power foldable door mirrors are on hand to project the ST logo onto the ground when you're unlocking. As soon as you take a seat at the wheel, you're greeted by the ST Ford Performance startup display in the central monitor and an animated Puma on the instrument screen. You'll like these standard, well-bolstered Recaro Sport seats. They're heated, they're embossed with the ST logo, and they're finished in partial leather and this grippy Mico Dinamica material too. There's also a red starter button, an aluminium-faced gear knob with red ratio designations. There are Ford Performance door entry scuff plates, and there are silver alloy sports pedals. Plus you get white stitching on the wheel, the seats, the handbrake and the gear shift gaiter. It all sets the right kind of tone for the driving experience that's to come. As does this flat-bottomed ST Sport steering wheel, which has a button from which you access the various drive modes, and this Sport S shortcut switch for the sport setting that Ford thinks you'll be using quite regularly. As with an ordinary ST line equipped Puma, there's a 12.3-inch instrument cluster screen that we referenced earlier on. This replaces the usual analog dials, and it has a layout that's based around the central area that can be configured in various customizable ways, and it's flanked by two outer virtual dials, a speedo on the left and a rev counter on the right. Initially they look rather curious because there's the absence of outer bezels. Between these gauges you can prioritise readouts for audio, nav or phone info, or you can choose select screen, which allows you to choose display options from quite an extensive list, although we're not quite sure why Ford feels the need to restrict you to just 7 choices. A click on the steering wheel button can scroll you through readouts for things like fuel economy, trip computer info, tyre pressures and a calm screen, at which point nothing at all will be shown between these gauges. Added for this ST model is a performance gauges readout, and that shows oil temperature, oil pressure too, and turbo PSI, and a performance details screen too, which displays those things in real time as you drive. Anything this instrument cluster can't tell you will be covered off by the further 8-inch Sync 3 monitor, which you'll find sitting rather awkwardly proud of the fascia moulding, as it does on the Fiesta. As we've remarked when we were testing other Ford models, there's nothing too much wrong with the functionality of this setup, and you can split the home display up into, say, nav, audio and phone sections, and thankfully it still features the proper rotary volume and zoom controls that some rival systems have unwisely dispensed with. But compared to, well, the screen you'll get in, say, a comparable Volkswagen Group product, the graphics lack crisp clarity, the voice control element just isn't as intuitive, and the refresh times are slower. As you'd expect, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration, that's standard, but it's also nice to find full navigation included, a 10-speaker B&O premium audio system too, and embedded Wi-Fi connectivity, which comes courtesy of the built-in modem included in this car's FordPass Connect package. Otherwise, it's just as in any ordinary well-specified Puma, which means you get niceties like a heated steering wheel, a quick clear heated windscreen and a wireless phone charging pad. There's also a reasonable amount of cabin storage space with a reasonably sized glove box, plus 2 cup holders and a coin tray down by the gear lever. There's no overhead sunglasses compartment, but this useful box here between the seats has a lift-out tray. There are ticket clips in the sun visors, and the relatively small door bins have integrated bottle holders. Time to take a seat in the rear. Where it is fairly tight in terms of both leg and knee room, although you would expect that in a Super Mini based SUV. Otherwise though, a couple of 6-footers would be comfortable enough, and they'd be helped by the way that they could slide their big size 10s under the seat in front. Unfortunately, Ford hasn't thought to provide USB charging points for them, even as an option. There are no grab handles above these rather small side windows, and the headrests do rather uncomfortably dig into your back until you raise them, but you do get coat hooks on either side and this big overhead light. Let's finish this section with a look out back. Now, this powered tailgate costs extra, and you don't really need it because the hatch is quite light, and once it's raised you're presented with a decently sized 456 litre boot with a 68 litre well beneath the floor known as the Ford Mega Box. It's waterproof and watertight, and it even has a plug hole provided beneath the base rubber mat so you can flush the area out after you've transported filthy wellies or muddy boots. It's all useful, but we can't help wishing that Ford had fitted a spare wheel instead, or at least standardised run-flat tyres. Still, the overall boot area is certainly practical. You get a light and a bag hook on the left, and there's a 12-volt socket on the right. If you push forward the 60-40 split rear backrest, a 1216 litre space reveals itself. From launch, Puma ST pricing was pitched from around £28,500. To give you some perspective on that, the fastest variant in the standard range, that's the one with the 155 PS version of the mild hybrid engine, was, at the time of this test, priced in the £24,000 to £26,500 bracket with various levels of sporty ST line trim. But of course here you're paying for a lot of extra Ford performance engineering that you can't immediately see, and many Puma ST customers are going to want to get a greater dose of that by finding another £900 for the optional ST Performance Pack, which includes launch control, gear shifting lights and a limited slip differential too. Even the standard model, though, is very well equipped for hardcore driving with firmer ST suspension, an extra racetrack driving mode and an aerodynamically optimised ST body styling kit that includes a Ford Performance embossed front splitter. What else? Well, the large 19-inch magnetite wheels have evocative red calipers. There are also fixed LED signature headlights, LED tail lamps and front fog lights with cornering lamps. And the asking price additionally includes rear privacy glass, all-round parking sensors, keyless entry, power folding mirrors with ST puddle lights, a dual/cut exhaust and a black painted contrast roof. In our design and build section, we covered off the ST embellishments to the interior, things like the body-hugging Recaro Sport seats, the silver alloy pedals, the bespoke gear knob, the Ford Performance scuff plates and the flat-bottomed ST wheel. There's a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster too with bespoke performance readouts. And media connectivity is taken care of by an ST branded version of Ford's usual 8-inch Sync 3 central screen, which incorporates Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration, full navigation, a 10-speaker B&O premium audio system and embedded Wi-Fi connectivity, which comes courtesy of the built-in modem included in this car's FordPass Connect package. That FordPass Connect modem technology also allows Puma ST customers to remotely control a selection of vehicle features, including door lock, unlock and vehicle locator, and that's via the FordPass mobile app. The modem additionally enables cloud-connected local hazard information, and that can inform drivers of a hazardous situation on the road ahead, even if the incident isn't visible due to a bend in the road or due to other vehicles. Beyond media connectivity, other standard touches include heated front seats, a heated steering wheel too, a quick clear heated windscreen and a wireless phone charging pad. If you want to go further, you can get a dark finish for the magnetite alloy wheels, and you can specify a hands-free powered tailgate, an openable panoramic glass roof and a detachable tow bar. Unless you choose from the standard solid bodywork paint colours, that's frozen white and agate black, you'll have to pay Ford extra for your choice of paint colour too. We have fantastic red here. There is also a bold ST exclusive shade called Mean Green. We were a bit disappointed to find it's also necessary to pay Ford more for autonomous braking, which in our view shouldn't be optional on a £30,000 car these days. That feature, Ford calls it AEB by radar camera. It comes as part of a £600 optional driver assistance pack, which also includes an active BLIS, blind spot information system, a rear view camera and active park assist setup too to steer you into spaces. As for standard safety kit, well, like every Puma, this one's fitted with twin front, side and curtain airbags. The side bags have been designed to lift the occupant's arm away from the impact zone. Some rivals also include a driver's knee bag, but Ford says that this Puma doesn't need one of those thanks to a clever locking seatbelt tongue attachment on the driver's belt, which prevents slippage of the belt during an accident. The rear outer seats feature load limiters and pre-tensioners, and inside the doors are pressure sensors which enable the restraint systems to be activated several milliseconds earlier in the event of a side impact. Pedestrian protection that is enhanced with headlamps that are designed to travel rearwards on impact. Plus, there is also a collapsible cowl and a wiper spindle assembly which is designed to give way in the event of head impacts. Plus, of course, you will get ABS braking too, ESP stability control, tyre pressure monitoring and hill start assist, which stops you from drifting backwards on uphill junctions. Industry first innovation enables the 1.5 litre EcoBoost engine to be as sensible as it is sporty. It doesn't feature the electrified mild hybrid tech that you get with the Puma's smaller 1 litre EcoBoost petrol unit, but it does share that lesser 3-cylinder power plant's clever cylinder deactivation system. You might be familiar with this sort of thing from larger engines, but if you're not, well, let's tell you that less than 50% throttle and between 1500 and 4500 RPM, one cylinder is shut off, improving fuel consumption, so Ford says, by as much as 6%. The system can then disengage or re-engage the cylinder in question, it's the middle one, in just 14 milliseconds. That's 20 times faster than the blink of an eye, and the transition either way is so seamless that you won't feel or hear it. Well, we couldn't anyway. All of this contributes to impressive WLTP rated efficiency figures, given the performance figures being served up. There's a combined cycle 41.5 miles per gallon reading and a 155 grams per kilometre CO2 emissions figure. A rapid light-off gas particulate filter also reduces soot emissions. Next, we'll tell you about servicing. 2 prepaid servicing plans are available. One that costs £340 and covers you for 2 years and 2 services, and another that costs £550 and is transferable to future owners and covers 3 years and 3 services. Maintenance bookings can be done online through the MyFord portal. This is part of the Ford Blue Service scheme, which wraps up all the care and maintenance of your car into one bundle, and that includes a free 30-point e-check of vital parts and highlights any work required with a red, amber and green traffic light warning, which ranks items that need attention in order of importance. There is also the Ford Service app that you can download to your phone for free. This lets you locate your nearest dealer and it lets you make a booking too. Plus, it has a couple of extra elements. It allows you to find petrol stations, and it includes a Park Me feature that remembers where you left this Puma's, so you won't be left hunting for it in busy multi-stories, for example. Puma residual values have so far held up strongly, and if depreciation on the Fiesta ST is any guide, the values of this top ST version should stand the test of time even better. Finally, let's tell you about insurance. It's rated at Group 22E. That's 8 groups higher than a 155 PS version of the standard 1 litre model. Denied the chance to develop an RS version of the Focus, the Ford performance engineers have instead thrown themselves with a will into the task of making this hot Puma more than just a sporty looking SUV. There's real dynamic substance here, and that's a rare thing to find in a compact crossover. Of course, you do have to pay fairly handsomely for the privilege, but the asking fee could easily be replicated by a far less capable rival fitted out with a few luxury bells and whistles. Here, you get a car that can really deliver hot hatch thrills on the right road on the right day. Yet, for the rest of the year, it can function as unassuming family transport and deliver an affordable set of daily running costs too. If that sounds like an attractive combination, well, you'll know what to do next.